Today I'm going to be making peanut butter and jelly cookies. We're going to go over all the ingredients you're going to need first. You need 10 tablespoons of extra crunchy Jif peanut butter. I like using Jif. You can use any brand you want. You need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You need 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of just regular salt. You need 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, and that is Jif creamy peanut butter that I'm using. You need 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. You need 8 tablespoons of butter. That's 1 stick. You need a whole stick of butter at room temperature. 2 eggs, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then we're going to be using 10 tablespoons of strawberry jam or preserves. So the first thing you want to do, you want to take a cookie sheet, and I have used one of these Reynolds Kitchen cookie baking sheets, and you want to take 10 tablespoons, and I have another jar of this in case this isn't enough, and you want to dollop the 10 tablespoons separately on this baking sheet, and then we're going to put this whole thing in the freezer while we're doing our other stuff. I have my 10 dollops of peanut butter, so I'm going to put these in the freezer. You also want to, at this time, you want to heat your oven to 375. So now I have my flour, and I'm going to take my baking soda and my salt and just whisk it together and then lay it to the side. Normally when you're doing this, you would go ahead and put them all in one bowl. I didn't, just so that I could show you at the beginning of the video. I wanted to show you the ingredients all separate. So that's all you have to do. And just lay this to the side until you need it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to beat in the creamy peanut butter and both of our sugars, the brown sugar and just the regular sugar. And now we're also going to mix in or put our butter in here. Now we're going to add our eggs in one at a time. Make sure that you don't see it anymore before you add the second one. And then we're also going to add in our vanilla. Now we're going to add in all of our dry ingredients and just mix it in a little at a time until you've used it all. So what we're gonna do now is I have 2 cookie sheets here. We're gonna end up using both of these. We're gonna make 5 cookies on each cookie sheet. But with this dough, you want to divide this into 10 equal size balls. Well, who knows how big those need to be. I have this larger cookie scoop, and so I'm gonna just heap it up here, and we're gonna do I'm gonna make 10 balls, and then we'll add more or take away some, whatever we need to do until we get 10 balls. Okay, so if you want it to be perfect, you could divide your dough, you could weigh your dough, weigh it all at the beginning, and then divide it into 10 by 10, and then you could have seen what each one was supposed to weigh. So you could absolutely do that. I didn't, I eyeballed it, but I think it will be fine. So now what you want to do is take the palm of your hand, you want about 3 inches across, and you want to flatten this out like this. And we're gonna flatten out every one of these. Okay, now you want to take your jam, preserves, whatever. I'm using strawberry, you don't have to. You can use grape, you can use raspberry, whatever. But I'm gonna take, this is a teaspoon. Take 1 teaspoon and put it right in the center of each one of these cookies. So I've taken my frozen peanut butter out, the crunchy, and I'm gonna take, you want to take 1 dollop and put it in with each cookie. And you want to carefully seal this together like this. And then I'm going to flip it over so that the seal is on the bottom. And you will sometimes be able to see some of that jam, so don't worry about it if you can see some of the jam. So these need to go in the oven. They're gonna go for 8 minutes, and then we're gonna turn the pan. We're gonna just reach in, turn the pans, 8 minutes in, and then we're gonna bake them for another 8 minutes. So it'll be 16 minutes total, and then we'll be back. Okay, I took my cookies out at 15 minutes. So they look like they were getting firm enough for me. Now, if you wanted to leave them in the extra minute, you could. At 8 minutes, I set my timer for 8 minutes. I turned the pan, just turned it around. And then when it got to be about that 7-minute mark for the second time, I took them out because they're nice and brown around the edges for me. And I didn't want them to get, I don't want them to get hard or crunchy. And this is the only one that kind of leaked out, which is okay. I told Kevin, I said, it'll still eat, it'll still be good. But now you want to, it says let them cool slightly and then transfer them to a wire rack. So I will probably set a timer for about 10 minutes and let them sit here, and then I'll transfer to them to a wire rack, and then we'll let them cool completely. Okay, we have these cookies are huge. They're like extra mega giant jumbo cookies. And these, I have divided these in half. You just can't tell because I took a picture of the inside.
Now these look stuffed.
Oh yeah, this is a stuffed cookie. This is like, oh my gosh, stuffed, yeah. But the bottom looks really nicely baked.
Mm-hmm. It's dark, but it's not like a, it doesn't have like a scorched flavor or anything like that. Hmm. Even if you didn't stuff those, mm-hmm. I think the cookie itself would be really good peanut butter cookie.
Mm-hmm. The cookie itself, the texture around the edges, reminds me of one of those old-fashioned peanut butter cookies that I love.
Yeah. I like the jelly flavor too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as strong as you think it would be, but you do taste it. It's nice.
What I love about it is, like I said, the texture is terrific. I love those old-fashioned peanut butter cookies. But I love it that you use the crunchy peanut butter for the center, because those little pieces of peanut it makes so much difference in the texture. So it's a terrific texture. The jelly, honestly, my favorite is grape. I grew up with grape. But I bought strawberry because Kevin has always liked strawberry. I don't think the strawberry is as strong as what I would have liked.
It could have been a little stronger, that's for sure.
No. And
I think it's good, and you can taste it, and it adds sweetness to it. But I agree, it's a lighter flavor.
Maybe because of the baking process, it doesn't come through because we baked them. I do like them. I think it's absolutely delicious. We totally make this exact recipe again. I love how big they are. Of course, you could make them small. You know, I would say you could make them smaller, but no, really you couldn't, because you're stuffing that center, and you have to be able to
deal with it if it's smaller.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do this smaller unless you put dots. So, like, instead of a teaspoon of jelly, you would have to use something much smaller, and it's like, what's the point? And instead of using a tablespoon, you would have to use like a teaspoon. So I like them this size. I think they're great. I would just, I would like to try them with a raspberry jelly. Kroger has some seedless. I would not do seeds, but Kroger has some seedless raspberry jelly that I really like. Because I think that would come through.
Yeah, something strong. You need a really strong jelly.
And I do think grape would be good too. The strawberry is nice if you want something more calm.
Right.
But the peanut butter is the star of the show anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I like that gooey texture you get in the middle of all that stuff, the peanut butter and stuff.
Absolutely wonderful texture. So I hope you all try these out. I will put the ingredients and everything. I'll put it below in the description below if you're interested, because I know a lot of people like the stuff written out, but I'll do that. And or should I put it on my blog?
You put it on your blog.
I think it would be easier if I put it on my blog. So the day that this goes up, I'll make sure that I put that on my blog so that you can see it there. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.